In this rumor video, I'm going to go over three things with trucks, try to condense some of the subjects together on these. One is that the new truck was stolen, and obviously the township bought a new maintenance truck, decently expensive, $40,000 truck. And what it appears to be, what happened with this, is I'd arranged for a company to replace the heater in the maintenance building because the last couple of years we've barely been able to get in the heaters to survive through the winter, and by this previous spring both of the Modines were dead again, and so obviously an issue out there. In the spring I'd ordered a heater and it was just recently replaced. On the day that was happening, I had the maintenance crew clear out stuff so that they would have room, the heating company would have room to go in there. And so we pulled out the truck, the Silverado, and the trailer on this side, and I had pulled out the new truck and moved it and just parked it in the back of the building, and then one of the other guys had pulled out a mower and parked it next to that truck in the back, just so that way the company could pull right in with its truck and do what it needed to do, because two needed to be taken out and then one needed to be put in. And because the bay was left open and everyone could see that there wasn't a truck in there, someone must have come to the conclusion that someone stole the truck. I don't know. It's kind of a weird leap to get to. But I'm the only one that moved the truck that day. I probably moved it at like 7:45 a.m. I think those guys were here at 8 a.m. They might have been here at 9 a.m., which case I would have moved at 8:45. But either way, it was in the morning that I moved it to the back of the building. And then it was quite a bit later because they finished up they might have finished up 3, 4, somewhere in there. And I told the maintenance guys that when they left, just to leave the trucks out of the way, and I would pull everything in and park it at the end of the day. So it was probably around 6:30 that I actually parked everything back in the building. But I was the only one that drove the truck that day, and it made one trip back and forth around that building. So it was funny when that rumor came around, as a lot of these are. The next one I haven't actually heard as a rumor, but it's a mistake, it's an error in judgment that I made. And it's weird because you get the rumors about the things that don't exist, right? Like the truck being stolen, but then you hear nothing about the things that could exist, like the criticisms that would make sense. It's very odd, that very consistent pattern. But nevertheless, one of the maintenance guys that asked me, he said, "Hey, like my trailer isn't working. His personal trailer is broken. My wife wants me to pick up a couch. Do you mind if I borrow the 1988 little red truck back there and just go grab that couch and then bring the truck back and drop it off?" And I told him to go ahead with that. And I try to be very careful so that I'm not using township things for personal things for me personally. But I try to also be generous and lenient with people in these types of things. And on that one, it was a little too far because I had said yes, and I realized like a couple hours later, I was like, probably shouldn't have done that. Like if it was me personally moving something, I wouldn't have allowed myself to do that. And so the next morning, I just had a conversation with him and said, "Hey, glad that went well for you and worked out, but I made a mistake. I shouldn't have made that call. So just that, wouldn't be possible again in the future." But I haven't really heard any criticism on that, or any, which is funny because, if there was going to be some, like the one shouldn't exist about the truck being stolen since it has no substance at all, but the other one should exist. And then the other thing I heard from someone that went to a conference and heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody else was that we're not using the little red Colorado. And that I think it's probably one of those things that's like the reverse of true. And then it's been being used more since I've been in office. But the basic idea was that since we're not using it, we might as well sell it off. I use it to travel around and check various things, to check on roads and things like that, meet with people. And then the zoning admin uses it to go check on properties and do that. The zoning enforcer uses it to do his checks. But then I also open it up, and I mean this right from when I was because I have the philosophy, like, if, I don't necessarily know how everything should be used. So the people that are using things, you need to allow to make those decisions. And so I'd offered to maintenance that if you need the Colorado for something, feel free to use it. That's what it's for. It's for township use. So if the zoning admin or I needed to use it or their enforcer needs to use it or whatever, try to arrange and schedule around that. But if that is the truck that would work best for some sort of job or something like that, certainly do that, because that only makes sense. So that covers three truck things. One based on nothing. One that if you were going to hear criticisms and rumors, you should hear but haven't actually heard. And another one, probably the reverse of true. So funny how all of those things continue to work. My direct line at the office is area code 231-332-6700 or email supervisor@daltontownship.org. Otherwise, this is Jeff Martin. Until next time,